So Canadian Thanksgiving, a Monday, the beginning of the wave pattern. So if it's comfortable for you to stand up, you can. Of course, everything is translatable into any orientation and any range of motion. Whether you move big the way I'll tend to, or you are laying down and imagining. So if take a moment and let's just start with the simplest of gestures of the kind of rising earth, the upward direction of gravity, the upward sense of life. And then you can think of it like a wave, then the coming down to the earth, all the dew and the roots now, or in any place where it's the freezes have started, the roots putting all their sugars down into the roots. So, and I'm doing the gesture with my hands, but it's like I'm feeling that the sap rising, so to speak, what is coming up and what is flowing to the earth. And see as you play with that simple movement, you feel you can link it like a wave links. It's like what shifts, I guess, rather than me describe it. When you take it from a vertical column up and down like a tree to a movement of wave. Right through you, so all our organs, fluids moving down and moving up. And I go, of course, humming or sounding. So it's like a gentlest luxuriating. It's like just luxuriating. There's no particular right shape, but luxuriating with a little bit of a riding the wave. And then, so we've got that sort of gravitational toward the moon, toward the center of the earth and beyond. And then we can go to the sort of cellular condensing flow wave, gathering in, and expanding out. And again, it's not just a shape and a movement, it's as if my cells and organs, as I have this out exterior reflection, it's like the cells in me have this delicious gathering, condensing, and then opening, expanding, waves like. And then as it feels good, sort of this underlying pulse of wave, fluidity of wave. It's like we're reflecting the lower root forms from the vibratory pull in the universe to the fluidity pattern from the base. It's like right here up in the throat here as we go into wave. It's like a big sort of sense of a fluid flow. We haven't just left patterns behind. They're all within what comes next. And then as it feels good, bring your hands around to the throat-ish, like the roots of the neck coming up from the chest, the sort of the suspension from the face and head to the neck, and just you can find and touch neck and jaw, like the structure underneath the skull. So it's this jaw and tongue. All the tubes. So here's this opening of mouth. And we have the trachea and esophagus, these tubes coming, the entryways down through. You can help take them to the lung, the bronchia, coming into all the smallness of the tiny little capillaries of lungs, the esophagus through the behind the trachea, through the diaphragm, rooting all the way through and around to your tail. Tongue, so the jawbone, and then right up underneath. If you need the detail someday, we can do it. I'll send a picture of the hyoid bone slung from the skull, and the trachea. The larynx, the vocal mechanism, the thyroid on the side, thyroid energy through the trachea coming down, and the tongue rooting on the hyoid. So let your tongue play with like you're gonna catch a little frog catching a bug. The bug's over here to the one side and the other, and you bring it in ever so gently. It's no strain in that. I don't want a bug. But there's a bug. To catch a bug, everything kind of opens. And then the gentleness, just notice no bug catching, the awakeness in the mouth, still touching cheek and jaw. So this area, I haven't heard it said again. I've kept looking for it. Bonnie once talked about that this area, the jaw, and the vocal mechanism comes from the same embryonic tissue as the arms and the legs. So it's like it rooted as a limb, as this vocal expressive limb. You can move from as you touch here so we don't get all narrowed. Step around in space, this lower limb moves you. And here's this upper limb touching, making things happen. And here's this upper limb. It's like reaching you, bringing the world through air into you, the opener for food and nourishment and air, and the active part sounding, swallowing, choosing, licking, creating our own waves, our voice in the world. Yeah. What kind of waves can you make? And you can take that sort of waking up all the way to face and eyes and nose and ears, like our awakening sequence, eyes and face. But this is different. This is in the head. So feel that, although waking it up in the cranial nerves really are wild, webbing through there, crossing, going here and there. So what is it to feel that? Wake up the face and the whole, and then feel that neck, this section, this area is a limb. And the softness, the movement of that front to let you turn. So begin to play with seeing things in the world and really letting the support of the jaw, the tongue. I'm not getting pulled by my jaw or my tongue. I'm bringing the air in. The air is falling in. The connection back. It's a terrible analogy, but it kind of gets the feeling a horse having a bit. I'm not pulled and disconnected. This is rooting under my head, like a pivot around which I move. And that's not just the neck or the spine, it's this whole tongue and face and jaw. So awakening, this is the region of wave as we greet wave today as the thyroid, the facial jaw under here. Come to a gentle stillness for a moment. Your hands wherever you're open to the world, the simplicity of the earth supporting you. And just notice how you are having touched and awoken, bringing consciousness, a little extra embodiment to this wave region, this limb of vibration, of speaking, of tasting, of chemistry. And ever so gently let the smallest continual kind of wave movement, luxuriating, following, so almost like it's initiated from this jaw, throat, face. And the first movements was initiated way out here from the ground, right? So that kind of thing. What are the kind of movements that are full being, full? I am moving the air. I am changing the earth under me. But when it's kind of the starting wave comes from the from the neck, the whole, whatever we just touched, I'll be quiet and let that ignite through you. With the gentlest sense of wave-like motion. How do you make waves? The coarse sounding. Coming to the gentlest of stillnesses, where the wave is ongoing, is some kind of sense of stillness and some inner sense of the waves of exchange through the cells. What waves carry on? As we go into here I am as I am. It's that wave information with each of the couplets here. In the world as it is. Like a still pond, then the littlest motion makes visible waves. When it's a roaring sea, you can't sense the subtleties. So from the stillnesses, the waves of the planet, breath, bones, blood, light. The waves of these words in the flow of time. First, living cells, mammals, people on the land that have lived here before, the people living here now, those coming, the animals, the cells, the plants, moving through time. The waves of time. Awake. Is it to shine a light on of awakeness, of awareness on the simplest thing? Pleasure of a squash, the gift of someone's presence, the ripple effect of my attention, my awakeness. Am I awake to you? Let me be awake to you, to me. Riding that wave of all that we want to bring forth with us, letting the wave of what we don't need to fall away. Riding the whoosh. Happy Thanksgiving to those of you celebrating.